Colleges and universities have long been understood as a significant part of the public square in society. These academic institutions further knowledge through research, creating new discoveries and meaning along the way. In addition to research, academic institutions are also centers of learning. Students come to these institutions to grow and develop. University education enables students to become industry professionals, scholars, nonprofit workers, among other roles in society. Students take with them technical and cultural knowledge cultivated during their studies. The transmission of knowledge is not limited to classroom instruction. How a university establishes and acts on policy can demonstrate the values and commitments of the institution. These practices, in turn, influence the cultural understandings and values of students after they leave the university. In the years following President George H.W. Bush's signing of the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA, in 1990, accessibility has expanded many aspects of American society. The Act establishes legal protections and codifies civil rights for disabled Americans. For many people, the ADA and accessibility invokes ideas of the built environment and mobility aids such as wheelchairs or canes. The built environment includes architecture, streets, lights, anything and everything that isn't naturally occurring. As the name suggests, it's an environment that's built. The ADA impacts the built environment, and accessible designs such as ramps and automatic doors have become more common. There are aspects of accessibility that are not visibly represented in the environment. Students attempting to get accommodations may encounter access fatigue. Annika M. Conrad is a senior lecturer at Dartmouth College. Conrad has expanded the idea of access fatigue. Her academic article, Access Fatigue, the Rhetorical Work of Disability in Everyday Life, considers the impact of access fatigue on students and academics. She defines the concept succinctly as, quote, access fatigue describes the physical and mental exhaustion that results from the work of seeking access, quote. Access fatigue can then come to be understood as the actual fatigue people feel as they attempt to gain access either in academic context or at a place of employment. Navigating many parts of a university can be difficult, even for professionals that work at that institution. Navigating a website can also present accessibility concerns. Digital design is, of course, a built environment too. Disabled scholar Margaret Price calls attention to the barriers folks with mental disabilities can face. She writes, quote, we flunk out and drop out. We fail to get tenure. We take jobs as adjuncts rather than tenure-track faculty. We transfer schools. We find a way to get a job or a degree elsewhere, or not. Quote, some aspects of accessibility are less visibly apparent, but that doesn't mean they aren't still significant. There is data that supports Price's claims about how those students drop out. A national survey of campus disability services noted, quote, an estimated 86% of individuals who have psychiatric disorder withdrew from college prior to completion of their degree, quote. There is more that could be done for these students. Universities ought to be better leaders of accessibility in the public square. If we think back on the role and influence universities have, universities need to take more of a deliberate role in accessibility so accessibility can be further expanded, understood, and valued in society.